Hey there, I'm Lydia, and in this video I'm going to talk about being 12 weeks pregnant with baby number 2, what the pregnancy symptoms have been like in the past week, how big baby is, and how I'm doing. You may have watched my previous 10-week update, which I got kind of emotional and I was really overwhelmed, so I wanted to give you an update on that. So all of that is coming up in this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you following along on this journey during my pregnancy, and I know there are so many highs and lows with the hormones of pregnancy, and even though I've done this before, it's so different this time just because I have a toddler now and it makes everything totally different. So I am 12 weeks pregnant this week, and that means that the baby is about the size of an apricot, getting bigger and bigger each week and growing stronger. Features are more defined now, and that's exciting. I love reading little articles and little things on my apps about how baby is growing. It just makes me feel closer to the baby, and we were able to pick up the heartbeat again this week with the at-home fetal Doppler, and so we found a heartbeat of 157, which is a great strong baby heartbeat, so I'm really thankful for that. As soon as I heard that thump, 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 I just fell in love. Like, I just know it's this tiny little human and it's already so loved, and I don't know who it's gonna be, but it doesn't even matter. Like, we're just so over the moon about having a second baby and growing our family. And so there's a lot of joy that comes with that, and we're just completely blessed. We feel so blessed that the Lord has given us another baby. And I want to go over the pregnancy symptoms that I've had this week. I do want to say that I haven't been as tired this week. I'm so thankful. My energy has kicked up a notch, and I was leading worship at a youth camp all week. And I really think God gave me the grace to do that because I was singing every morning and leading a music time and then leading worship each night and then taking care of Adeline all day. So that was a lot for 1 week. That's more than normal. If I'm performing, usually I play like once a day. So several times a day and just back to back day after day was a lot, and I was amazed that I wasn't just exhausted, but my energy kept up really well. I wasn't super tired. I actually wasn't very nauseous this week, so nausea has gone down and I felt pretty normal for the first time in a couple of months, and I was really wondering if I would ever be like back to normal. I felt like I was just gonna be tired forever, like I mentioned in my last video, but I actually wasn't super tired, so thankful for that. As far as pregnancy symptoms, I have a little bit of a list. I am in better spirits this week, more positive, thanks to some very sweet and encouraging messages and comments from some of you watching. So thank you so much for reaching out after my last update. Several moms sent me messages that were like so helpful, just to know that I'm not alone and that it's okay to feel overwhelmed, but just know that it's not going to just stay that way. And after reading those comments and messages, I just felt so understood and not alone, and that really meant a lot because I didn't want to complain, but I was having a low day and kind of a low time that week, just feeling overwhelmed. I want to read through some of the comments that I got from people after watching my last video that really made a difference for me. One of the comments was my friend Heather. She said, take it one day at a time. Don't think about how you'll get it through it all at once. Just, you know, rely on your support system. And another person said that too. Having a strong support system always helps when you're feeling down on yourself or your situation. And they reminded me to pray because the Lord knows where we're at. And sometimes that's all we can do. And I totally agree with that. Mandy said, you were made for this and you're not alone. And even something simple like that really helped me to just remember that God made my body to be able to do this, to be a mom and to grow a human and to take care of a toddler, and just to know that this is a season is helpful. My friend Mary said, give yourself some grace. And that's true. I'm the hardest on myself. My friend Sarah told me that one thing that helped her was starting a gratitude journal. And I think what that means is writing down a few things that you're grateful for every day and just keeping track of that. And then when you are having those down times, you can look back and see all of the things that you're grateful for that have happened in your life. So I think that's a great idea. I might try to do that and just be more grateful. Several other friends sent me messages that they were pregnant as well and that they totally get how I'm feeling overwhelmed, and they also think sometimes, what did I get myself into? But that's just part of it. There are ups and downs, and especially with the hormones going crazy, you are going to have pretty strong emotions one way or the other. So I think that's what was going on a few weeks ago. I was letting that negativity really get to me, and it was really bothering me that I wasn't just over the moon super happy, because I know what a blessing this is and I want to just embrace it and enjoy it to the fullest. So I'm doing much better this week, and wanted to say thank you to everybody who sent messages and comments and who were so kind. I was really nervous to hit the publish button on that last video because I thought, you know, maybe this is gonna seem silly, and to people that have like more than 2 kids, like my friends that have 4 or 5 kids, they're gonna laugh at me and say like, oh, just wait, like it just gets, you know, harder and harder, or people telling me that I was, you know, too hard on myself. I don't know. I thought there would be more negative comments, and there were just so many positive ones that I was really speechless, and several of them really made me tear up, and it made a big difference. So thank you. I'm really glad I did open up about that and share honestly how I was feeling at the moment, and that I was able to be that raw. So I wanted to say thanks to those of you who did reach out, because it makes a big difference. You never know when somebody needs to hear just a little word of encouragement. Another thing is that I'm starting to show this week. I mentioned that bloating had gone down, but my abdomen is getting firmer and it's definitely looking more bump-like. So I took a bump picture today, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for you so you can see my 12-week pregnancy bump, my little baby bump at 12 weeks. And my husband took the picture for me, and he said, you can't really see much, like it doesn't look like much, but I told him, like, you gotta start somewhere, because we need something to compare to later on when I get to 20, 30, 40 weeks. It's gonna get big. Okay, I already know that, I'm gonna get big. So I'm just embracing the small little baby bump at this point. A new symptom that I'm having is numbness. Sometimes my hands or feet will fall asleep, and I have to wiggle them so they won't be like tingly, and it's kind of a weird feeling. Like I might just sit down for a few minutes and I start doing that, and that might be a blood flow thing too, because there's such an increase in blood flow, like it could kind of mess with your circulation. And so staying moving and just, you know, moving positions seems to help. So it hasn't been a big deal, but I just didn't really notice it till this past week. One thing that happened this week, after I took a walk, I started having a really like burning, itchy feeling all over, like intense itch. And I remembered that from last time that was a pregnancy symptom, and it was really intense for a few minutes. I was so itchy. I was like, I don't know what to do to make this better. But it went away after a few minutes. It was just really weird. Like there was no cause for it. I was just walking around. It wasn't even strenuous activity. Another perk to being pregnant is that you don't have a period. You don't have your regular cycle because you're pregnant. So that's pretty awesome. And I remember last time I didn't get my postpartum period until 9 months postpartum. So it was like a year and a half solid that I had no periods, and it was awesome. So that's one thing I was looking forward to again in pregnancy. But due to the increase in the blood flow, like I mentioned earlier, it's normal to have some clear discharge. So if anybody is watching this and pregnant and, you know, wanting tips for about this time in pregnancy, I would say keeping some everyday panty liners around would really help you stay dry. I'm just keeping it real. These are real symptoms, and this is my real situation, and if it's too much, if it's TMI, you might not want to watch. So I'm just giving you a warning right there. If you don't like talk about bodily fluids and stuff, you probably should just click away. But that's okay. I'm just keeping it real. I want to share exactly what the process is like so you know what to expect if you're in a similar situation. And mamas out there who have had kids, you know what I'm talking about. So those are new symptoms, but really it's been kind of an easy week. So I'm thankful for that because the week before was really hard. And I guess that's how it goes, is you have some hard days and then other days you kind of feel back to normal. So I'm hoping that that trend continues. I've got 2 more weeks in the first trimester. We are almost done with the first trimester, and at 14 weeks I start the second trimester. So I'm really excited that everything's going well. Next week I have an appointment with my midwife, so I'll have some more stats and things to show you. I did get my labs back and my blood work was all great. It was all in the normal ranges. Thankful for that, and looking forward to talking to my midwife about some questions that I have, and she will check for the heartbeat as well, and we'll get to hear that again. So it's kind of the sweetest sound in the world, and I love it. I do have a question for you today. Do you think baby number 2 is going to be a boy or a girl? Some people like to look at the bump shot and kind of guess. So I don't know if that helps you or not, but I'll put it back up again. And I want you to leave a comment and let me know if you are team girl or team boy for this baby. If you have questions and you want to know more about the pregnancy, leave a comment as well for future videos. Let me know what you like to hear about in these videos, and I will be posting regular updates leading up to baby number 2. So I want to hear from you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss any updates. I really appreciate you watching and cheering me on, supporting me with your sweet messages and encouragement. It means the world, and I love you guys so much. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!